Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and somebody sent me this. Well, I asked her to them too off Facebook. They want to make this type of cake topper. First of all, if you're new to laser engraving, you couldn't make too many of these at a very decent price, and just one is going to be quite expensive. This is probably acrylic, and the back is probably acrylic, and this is probably mirrored acrylic. I don't know what the yellows and the pinks are. Never really seen that color in acrylic. But that's not the idea, because you could make this same thing out of wood and use different species of wood. All this would be pretty easy to draw, and they were not asking how to make this particular one, just to have an idea on how to make one. So I made one almost identical just in a few minutes. And it's pretty easy. And I'm not going to show you how I drew the individual flowers, but unless somebody asks later, I'm not going to show that. But anyway, this is relatively easy. Let's get rid of the cake topper itself part and get rid of the outline. So I have I've situated my graphics, and I did it basically right on top of this one, almost perfectly. And to get this outline is really easy, and I've done several videos on this, but not this exact same thing. So I'm going to get this out of the way, and I'm going to take the, matter of fact, I'm going to get this where it's not on the page edge. And I'm going to grab that, and right up here, when these are broken apart, these are separate pieces. So whenever you have them separate, when you grab them all, you'll get up with the weld tool, and you'll have the boundary tool. And you're going to create a boundary around that. Now, I created a boundary out of every piece. But I can cursor, so basically it made a copy. But it's the outside, it left the inside parts done. Then just go to Effects and Contour. I'm going to contour quite big, 1/2 inch, with rounded corners to the outside, and hit Apply. And that's what I get. Now you can go to, we don't need that window anymore. I can zoom in here so you can kind of see what's going on. And we can go up to Object and Break Contour Apart. And then just grab the outer shape, and that's your contour. Now you've got some inner parts, because it was just, that's the way Corel works. So just go to Object, you've got to select it first, go to Object and break the curve apart. Then these inner pieces will go away. You can do that, or you can just cursor over the big piece, and you'll see that now our piece contours our graphic perfectly almost. I mean, to a really good, this would really look good for a table cake topper. But now I'm going to cursor it back out of the way to put the cake topper in. I probably wouldn't have done it like this. This is probably more decorative, but it's going to fall over this way because this is heavier. I always try to go to the center, but we're going to put our stake there. And a couple of things, I have made quite a few cake toppers. When you do this, you need at least 3/8 inch. So you just put 0.38 or 0.4, 1/4 inch. Then take with your ratio lot, just round off the corners. It's doing it on top and the bottom, but it doesn't matter, because we're just going to use the bottom. So we're going to round off some more corners. And what that does, it makes no sharp edges on the bottom that's going to stick into the cake. And really and truly, you could put this thing anywhere. So we're going to put it right there. Now, you could use many tools to do this, but I like using the virtual segment delete key. And then just use your Smart Fill tool to fill that in. And what that does is it takes away, it joins all your nodes. So there's your cake topper. And just like I said before, this would be a pretty costly cake topper to make. Gluing those individual names down. And wouldn't have to be perfect, so you wouldn't have to have a jig or anything. And let's just fill some of these things in so we know what the cake topper would look like. And I'm just going to make them all the same color. And this is what your cake topper is going to look like. Of course, you use different colors or whatever. Then these would be individual pieces that would make it a little bit more difficult to glue. But if you're just making one of these and it's for a special niece or somebody, it might be worth the extra effort. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit, and thank you for watching.